So cannabinoids, think of them like a vitamin. Your body processes them like a vitamin. We all have an endocannabinoid system, very much like our respiratory and circulatory system. Its main function is to make all of our systems in balance. When you wake up in the morning and you feel a little bit off, that means that you're off balance. And your endocannabinoid system is cannabinoid deficient, just like being iron deficient or calcium deficient. You can then take cannabinoids to help your endocannabinoid system become more effective. So there's over 100 different cannabinoids that have been identified, but not all of them are accessible. CBDA, CBD, CBGA, CBG, CBNA, CBN, THCA, delta-9 THC. Those are all correlated. Every cannabinoid has a raw form and a decarboxylated form. Decarboxylated means heated. So think of it as raw fish or cooked fish. Both the acidic version or the raw version and the decarboxylated version are unique in their own right from a molecular structure standpoint, but as well as they have their own medicinal benefits. In some instances, the benefits are very similar, but in the instance of CBD and CBDA, when we talk about pain and inflammation, CBDA has a lot more effect when it comes to pain relief. CBD still works for pain relief, but it's not effective as CBDA. We have 3 primary cannabinoids, that's CBD, THC, and CBG. However, we have a number of rare and minor cannabinoids that are accessible, but just not as abundant as the 3 I just mentioned, whether it be through actual genetic access or access through synthesis. Access through synthesis means that you can convert one cannabinoid into another cannabinoid. For example, CBN is found in the cannabis plant, but in very minuscule amounts. And so what we're able to do is we're able to take CBD and we're able to synthesize it into a CBN molecule. That's how they create delta-8, that's how they create delta-10, and that's how they create hemp-derived THC. So not all cannabinoids are 100% natural. And in fact, the difference between natural synthesis and man-made synthesis is nothing more than the amount of time that it takes and the environment that it's done in. Think of it as water. You want to know what water looks like? Well, we can see what water looks like in its normal state, but if we want to look at water at the molecular level, we would have to get out a microscope, and that's exactly what cannabinoids are. We would actually have to look at cannabinoids through a microscope. However, if we look at a jar of cannabinoids, it's going to look in a number of different ways depending on how it was processed and why it was processed. We could have dirty, thick, black crude oil, and it's called crude oil because it looks just like, in fact, West Texas crude, but that is the most raw form. It's got a lot of chlorophyll, fatty acids, omega acids that are extracted from the plant. You can then get more of a clear amber type liquid, and that is when you distill it and you get rid of a lot of those plant materials and you have a more pure product. And then you could ultimately get to a pure powder white product when it's in the isolated form.